Okay, Anthony, I'm interested if you could tell us about the approach from the first sight of a classic Aston Martin. If the owners come to you either looking for restoration work or repair work, so where do you normally start? What's the first thing you do?
The first thing we'd do is get it on the ramp, on our electric ramp, and get up in the air and just see that it was safe to drive, for us to road test, and then just kind of see the process, see what the suspension's like, the chassis like, make notes of anything we see which are incorrect or not original, and then we would we'd go about driving the car, assessing the car, getting it so it's nice and hot, testing it when it's cold, going throughout many tests to just make sure that we can really assess the car correctly. So then when the customer comes down and tells us what they require, we can advise them in a way that we feel is the right way to go for them as a client, and the way the cars will run from then on.
Okay, and when you talk about the client requirements, what are the different types of requirement that clients have?
So some people
classic cars
just want something that they can drive throughout the summer, keeping an originality, making it more reliable, making it more like with enhancements, which is on our other page. If you look on the website, you'll be able to see about the enhancements we offer. Safety point of view, those in seat belts and stuff like that. And then just maybe they want a full restoration, or if they just want partial restoration, we can guide them on that. And then with regard to a full restoration, then we can again offer enhancements or exactly how they want it, what colour they would choose. We've got lots of original Aston Martin colours that they could choose from. Same with the trim. Is there any extra bits they would like with that? Just kind of work with them and guide them through the process of a restoration, or even just maintenance work. And just so they can enjoy the experience when they're on the road, driving with their family and friends and going abroad. We have many people go abroad in the cars because we make them reliable, and the cars are trustworthy, almost like an everyday car. So, and they drive like everyday cars. Once you've got them to a point that we've debugged them and we've tuned them, and yeah, you can start really enjoying them.
What happens if a car comes to you and it's a non-runner? I mean, obviously a non-runner could be a really grubby barn find, or it could be a car that looks like it hasn't run for a while, but it's all there. Is it more difficult to assess those cars?
No, because because we've got so much experience, you can see that things have been got at by people who don't know Aston Martins. Sometimes buying a barn find is a great way because they're untouched. So then when you go through the process of a full restoration, you're highly involved with it as well. So you see the photos, we give updates, you see the photos, you choose the colours and so on and so forth. So because we know the cars quite well, or very well, they actually doesn't really matter what condition they're necessarily in, because we know what we're looking for and looking at. So if it's a barn find, it's nice. Sometimes we would get the barn finds running to assess the engine more, but generally if they are a total barn find, they're non-running, then we normally tend to strip the cars down and we assess it deeper from once the customers agree for a full restoration. If it's something they would rather run in, and to keep sympathetic, we also do a lot of that as well. So we can do a mechanical build instead of a full restoration. So,
what about the kind of relationships you build with customers when you're restoring their cars, and then post-restoration when you're looking after them? I mean, are these traditionally with Pugsley and Lewis quite long-term relationships?
Yeah, we've had customers from 25 years and longer. Some of the customers we have for a very long time, and some normally buy more than one car. Many customers have 2 or 3 Astons, and when they're using one year we'll be working on another, and so on and so forth. We always build a good relationship with our customers and always try and keep them informed of where the restorations are, as in like whether they're at the body shop or whether we're doing a trim, or where the engines are. And once we start road testing, we'll do a small video of it being road tested and started up and send them off to the customers. So we always try and keep in touch and keep them informed, because we enjoy what we do and hope the customers enjoy seeing what we do.
Do you think, is it fair to say that some customers understand better what they're getting into with a restoration?
Yeah, they can do, yeah, they can do, because then you're getting it all done. There's no, oh, is that going to be okay, or this going to be okay? So a lot of customers do. It just depends on what you start with. It's about with the starting. If you're buying a car what's running, you generally can go through it. But if you're buying a barn find, you know you're going to be in for the whole job, which is going to take a year to 2 years to do.
Yeah.
But again, that's exciting because you can choose what you want, the spec you wanted. If you can't find the car out on the market that's running, you can buy a barn find and make it exactly how you want.
Yeah.
So,
are people ever surprised if you tell them like this is going to be a 2-year project? I mean, are people ever like taken aback by that?
some people are. Some people can be, but a lot of people, because they've obviously done a lot of research before buying these cars, they do a number of research. So not often, because you can see the work once you come down and you visit and you see what we do. You can see the amount of time it takes to get to how good they are at the end. I think people realise that.